this magic green. It is the color green. It can do anything. Sometimes it speaks to me. It says, how? What have you done with your life? People around you keep dying. Use your will to right the wrong. Don't make us wait.
Hey guys, it's Sean Marshall, The Confluence, and I'm here to talk a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con. This year, one of my goals is to really increase the coverage of Comic-Con from my side as we get closer, and a part of that is going to be video via the YouTube channel in addition to what I've done in the past with Twitter. I'll also be writing for SDCC blog this year, and so that's kind of a new thing for me also. This video is meant just to give like a little kickoff to San Diego Comic-Con season, and then I'm going to end it with a little bit of a contest at the end. And so first off, just for me, kind of my background, I've been going to Comic-Con since 2005, so it's not quite as long as some, but longer than others. So I've been had a good taste of it and learned a lot over the years, starting out just as a fan and remembering that first year being inundated by the size and scope. My wife and I got down there late, had to park a mile away, and this is even back before things really boomed. This was when you could still walk in and get tickets, so it was a different world. But even with that, we were just totally overwhelmed, but also at the same time addicted to it. Over time, I've obviously started covering the event, and so now I do get a press pass and things like that. One thing that's really important to me with all the conventions that I go to, though, even when I have that press pass, my wife always accompanies me, and she never has a press pass. And I like that because basically everything I do is without that privilege, because I don't do anything without her. And so everything we do, you know, we go through that. So she was clicking refresh, and all the same as everybody else battling to get her 4-day preview night back a few months ago. And I was right there with her, even though I know I have my press verified and all of that, though obviously I don't want to go without her. So I kind of have that perspective too, where when you come to me about Comic-Con tips, it's going to be very real and from our perspective in terms of trying to do things as a couple and not having any privileges or things like that, any access. So on this channel, we'll cover a variety of things. I'll take questions, so whenever you have questions about things, send them to me, theconfluence1@gmail.com, or you can always just find me on Twitter, which that's why many of you are here in the first place. We'll be looking at exclusives, so we'll kind of be doing a This Week in Exclusives as we get closer to things. We'll definitely be looking on any tips we have regarding swag and talking about that, and then also even panel strategy. I'm not the biggest panel person. That being said, I've been in my fair share of Hall H's and Ballroom 20s over even these crazy years, and I've got all sorts of formulas and things I use for that too. So my biggest thing about everything is that Comic-Con really comes down to opportunity cost, and so everything there, you have a finite amount of time at the show. There's amazing things to do, 100 amazing things to do, if not thousands, every minute of the day. And so everything comes down to opportunity cost, and so I'll talk a lot about those strategies as we go on too. What really has me hooked for my own personal preferences, though, the most is the exclusives and the swag. I mean, there's just a few of the things here that over the years have been addicted to me, but if you've not been to San Diego Comic-Con before, the amazing things are walking by and, you know, Will Wheaton there with a Big Bang Theory poster and signing it. Or, you know, the first Comic-Con I was at, getting Stark Industries, before Iron Man was ever out, getting Stark Industries USB drives and things like that. Getting Jon Favreau to sign an Iron Man poster, you know. And just these unique experiences of battling, you know, for the Tron exclusive. And I'll talk more in detail about how to do these things, how to, you know, get these little Lego figures that sell for $400 or $500 the day of as they go out and things like that. There's a lot of strategy that goes into Comic-Con, and there's also, to me, a large part of, I see a lot of attendees get taken advantage of in a lot of different ways at Comic-Con. That's something that's always kind of bothered me. So my feeling just in life in general is if you have information and you still choose to, you know, give this away or that or the other thing, it's fine. But you want to have that information and you don't want to be taken advantage of. And that happens a lot of times, not just to rookies, but I know a lot of con veterans that, you know, for example, gave away their Lego figure for $20 and people are putting them up on eBay for $400, $500 right there off the bat. So a lot of strategies we'll talk about as we go on. So in wrapping up this video, I'm going to have a little contest. We'll have a few of them as we go on throughout the show. One of the strategies that I'll talk about, you'll hear me saying, you'll see me talk about on Twitter, is for me, the WB bag is important. And the WB bag I like a lot. I know some people don't like having them because they are cumbersome, and that's totally true. I don't use them at any show. I took them, a couple times like a place like Phoenix or WonderCon, but there's just not the amount of stuff to gather at any of those places. But at San Diego Comic-Con, I love this, and I fill up like 3 of these a day with things. And I bring back, every kid I know gets all kinds of comics and T-shirts and books, and I just love getting those things, bringing them back to neighborhood kids, family members, and then obviously for myself because I'm a big time collector too. But anyway, one of the strategies I suggest is with the WB bag, using one from a different year. So I never use a WB bag from the year that they give it out. I stow that away for the following years. Reason being is I want to make it easy for people I'm with or people that want to spot me. So I'll often tweet that out and say, hey, if you want to find me, look for the Watchmen bag or look for a Doctor Who bag from 2012, things like that as we come on this year. So the first thing I'm going to give away this year is a vintage Watchmen bag from when the movie was first coming out. So this is kind of a cool little collectible piece of swag that was really difficult to come across at the time. They're not difficult to come across now. You can go on eBay and get these WB bags, and that's one of the things we'll talk about. A lot of the Comic-Con swag ends up being worth pennies, dollars, things like that after. Not all of it, but some of them. We'll talk about some differences. But this one you can often pick up for $5, $10 on eBay. So it's not that it's the rarest thing in the world, but it is a cool bag. It's never been used, actually. I've not brought this one out yet, this particular one. I've got like 3 or 4 of them. But anyway, I'm going to send you this bag. I'll send you some other swag, some buttons, things like that. I got basically like just a room full of Comic-Con swag from the past years, and so I'll put together a nice little gift pack and send it out to you. So we're going to run this contest for a week. It's going to be on Twitter, so first you would have had to come to YouTube here to find out about the contest, so you took care of step 1. Step 2, though, if you're not already doing it, following me on Twitter. And on Twitter, what I want you to do is just tweet me with hashtag SwagMe, hashtag SDCC. So it should say it right down here, hashtag SwagMe, hashtag SDCC. And so just at me on Twitter. I will randomly, actually I'll have my wife randomly pick someone. We'll use the random number generator and do that the following Friday, so March 1st. So we'll run the contest for a week. This will be our first contest of the year. So I'll do some contests for some old exclusives, things like that, and we'll just kind of have fun with it working up to San Diego Comic-Con. One of the things, again, I really probably end up going to about 20 conventions a year, but the thing that separates San Diego Comic-Con from everything else is it really is something you can celebrate all year long. It's never too early to plan. We start planning for it the day after Comic-Con. Literally, we're taking notes and talking about what to do for next year and stuff. So I want to start the fun early for all the followers and all the viewers of this YouTube channel and start getting some fun stuff out to you guys. So I'll see you next time with more SDC stuff and some other fun convention things in the weeks to come. All right, see you later.
I have this magic ring. It is the color green. It can do anything. Sometimes it speaks to me. It says, how? What have you done with your life? People around you keep dying. Use your will to right the wrong. Don't make us wait for too long. Swim in outer space. It's like I own the